Hello! My name is Odysseus Prometheus III, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide. So, this is a game by the same people who made the Stanley Parable. That might sound familiar after Dr. Lang's Cove, the Tiger, and the terribly cursed Emerald, a whirlwind heist. But this game I expect to be bigger than Dr. Lang's Cove, because Dr. Lang's Cove was a free game. This game does actually cost money, but it's going to be totally worth it to play it, show you guys, etc., because it's the Stanley Parable, people. This game is probably going to be hilarious. Just enough for the price of admission, and you know what? Let's just get started. I have almost no idea what this game is about, mainly because the description for it is a game about nothing with no objective. So, that sounds amazing considering what these guys do. Oh. Okay. My audio is on. Okay, normal controls. You're typing, I think.
Hi there.
Oh.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Oh.
It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And
Cool.
Mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Cool.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay, this is not at all what I was expecting, just based off the trailer that I saw. But this is really, really interesting concept. Just like, what? Oh. Okay.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay. Do I go this way? I probably don't go yeah, I don't go that way. That looks like dead. Okay. Do I have limited ammo? Okay, that says the same thing.
Security call reached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Okay. What is going... Okay, so...
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Yeah, I ran out.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Oh, there's a door here. I thought there was just like a wall and it was already at the end. What? Where? Oh. Okay.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Nice. Jesus. Okay. Okay, I can see nothing. Is there anything? Oh, I can go through these doors. Okay, cool. So, yeah.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay. I was fine going the road, actually.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
Fine.
The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Let's do this thing. No.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh. Cool. Space.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Yeah. Again, not what I expected, but this is like a really cool concept for like a game. Just like going through someone's work and trying to dissect it with, for me, a creator that I really enjoy what they make.
So try walking backwards. Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
What? Oh, that is... That... Huh. That is an interesting idea.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Okay. She stops and looks. It becomes clearer. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
I don't honestly have much to say about this game at this point. It's just... You are now entering... What am I entering? Some...
And that's it.
Oh.
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. It just straight up ends after you walk past the sign.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Nonsense is merely every day. Okay.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I am slowing down. Considerably.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. What? These are all the ideas for the game.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games. Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
A normal game where you have to scream to a mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. I like Coda. Ready, set, fish. Interesting. Okay. This kind of gives me a 007 GoldenEye kind of feel. I can't remember the name of any of the levels, but it's not... I think it's the silo or something. But it kind of looks just in a way that hallway looks like a specific...
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. Go ways. Switch over here. Did that do it? Or am I just...
don't forget that solution, because we're
Did
going
it.
to see this puzzle again soon.
Haha.
We're gonna see it a lot.
Hey, it's those 3 dots again. Like, okay, so I didn't mention it when I first saw it, but I kind of looked at it for a little bit. In the space one with the gun, there were these 3 dots on the wall. I don't know what significance they have. That might entirely just be like Coda's signature and it just appears in some of the games. Anyway. Yeah. This is so...
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa! This is...
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know. Maybe it's just to think. Oh, we're in this world again. You are now exiting.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. Huh. This is all, like, kind of taking me a moment, like, for anything to sink in, which I think is the point. Oh. Okay, he doesn't seem to be talking right now, so I need to check something. Okay, so I've done that. I've checked what I needed to. I was checking how much time I've gone. I think I'm only going to finish this little
game. Let's talk about video game development for a second.
And then
every video game runs on what's called an
finish
engine,
the episode,
which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm gonna finish the
To make
episode
all of these
this.
games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Okay. Can I get over to that door? I want to see if I can get to that door, because if I can, I feel like that would be cool if there's like something there. Haha! Okay, it doesn't even open. Cool, cool. What? Okay. This... Oh, I'm not good at jumping puzzles. Oh, I hope there's... Oh, this is... Oh, this is... just like, even though this is like very minimalistic, and I actually greatly enjoy minimalism when it's done well in this, and all of these games so far have been done very well for minimalism. Just like, this is... Oh, I missed. Oh, I just... Huh. I guess that makes things easier. What is... Is that just a light? I think that's just a light. I can't get to it. There is a... That thing is casting, like, glass down, I guess. It's, like, very, very slightly tinted. And I heard a noise, but I don't know what what caused it. Am I gonna die? And stalls, and I'm stuck in. Why? Okay. Oh. Okay, I'll go in here, sir. Oh, I don't want to go down here. No, oh, okay, I don't have to go down there then. Do it. Oh, I don't go off on that floor. I go off on this one. I can't go anywhere else. Cool.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Jeez.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Okay, that's another fenced off area. Okay, I guess I'll just go down here. Huh. I mean, this is definitely the most extensive one that I can actually go through so far. Hey, it's the 3 dots. It's the 3 wall dots. Wonder if... narrate.
It's the puzzle again.
Oh.
With the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. Okay. This is... bizarre. Yeah, I'd say this one so far has the most atmosphere. Like, I'd say it almost is... kind of...
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Oh. I'll go with 3. Yes, I've been to the World Cup. Now it is important. Do you have... No. Did you have to get... Yes. Yes, I did. This thing I did before coming here. Yeah. Number 1 again. Or, number 1 this time. Again, perfect. Now please tell us How do you solve this? Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how. I didn't solve it, so trust me. You don't want to go over it. Well, this is actually kind of a weird thing, because even if I told them the solution, they couldn't get out of here. Because once you go through the door, you can't get back out the other way. Because hitting that switch, because you have to close yourself in to open the next door, and there's no way to open the first door again. So I guess... I guess I'll go with number 3. You don't want to go over there. No, but I do. We need to be there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending, I promise you. There's nothing more I want. I guess am I done with these guys? Yeah, I'm done with these guys. Just... Can I go through here? Yeah. Kinda wish some of these doors were a little bit, wider. Oh. Is there a puzzle you have to... Yes. I might have to go through. You actually found the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about space between the doors? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. I don't recall space between the doors. 1. There is a reason, but it may take time before you understand, which is fine. I'll see it again soon. Okay. This space, or was it the hallway in the previous area? This is...
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay. Okay.
It's a lamppost.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Oh.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know, I guess. Okay, so once this loads up, I'm gonna pause the game itself and finish up the episode, so, this game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Okay. I'm gonna stop it here. So, my name is Odysseus Prometheus III, but you can call me Odie. Thank you so much for watching. This game is... I can't explain it yet, but I'm loving it so far. It's just... It feels like it's gonna be such a great game to play, just going through this person's work. Just trying to figure them out, I guess. And going along with the guy who made the Stanley Parable. Why not? So yeah. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey, 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 you should subscribe.